All right, we're live. What's up, everybody?
It's been a long time.
Jack.
Yeah,
It's been a while. Longer for Jack. It's good to see
you
Jack.
guys have met a couple of times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one time we had your replacement, the stuffed blow up doll or something. and then we had James. Yeah.
You had mine or your doll? The one that you had.
I think I just drew your face like on a bag, or like I put your picture on a bag and it was just sitting there the whole episode. And then for the Christmas one, we had James.
Oh yeah.
So let's start with you, man. We're doing CrossFit and Bible stuff.
Yeah.
We could start with CrossFit. Hopefully
sure.
not everybody will leave after that. I know at least some people will stay, but hey Jack, so you're doing the Mayhem. That's pretty awesome. Are you pumped about that?
Yeah.
Give us an idea of where you're at, man.
I'm very pumped. Like I definitely wasn't planning on doing it because I just knew I wasn't up on the Rogue leaderboard that they were using. So they just obviously got down to a point where they were inviting people. I think once they got to around the 40 number, they just kind of started inviting who they wanted, i.e. more Mayhem athletes. So yeah, I wasn't planning on it. It'll be fun. Definitely not like it's not my expectation to go there and like, oh, that's my ideal shot at the games. So it'll be a good, just definitely test to see where I'm at for online semis, which is kind of my priority. So yeah, it'll be fun. Just like it's close by. I know a lot of people there, obviously. So it will be very, very, very fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. I took away all the wrenches except for one. I think it's Kenneth. That doesn't mean you can't get it back. It was when I got booted from the WhatsApp 76 group by Jake Chapman. Me and Jake are estranged. That's okay though. Anyway.
I have zero idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean either.
It's just
that was a weird tangent.
No, it doesn't even matter. But I took away all the wrenches, but they'll come back. Sandy, you can definitely get one. She's a marine biologist. She's cool. Okay. So Jack, I have a question. Do you think that I would think so, and I don't think there's a problem with it. I mean, who have they announced who's programming it? Have they made it public? Is it Rich and Jake?
I don't know. I would assume John was just shaking his head. I think he probably knows more than me, even though I was literally just there. I didn't talk to Rich though, but
yeah,
I think it's literally Rich programming it however he wants, and either Ben or Scott or whoever, like local people, like testing it, and they're keeping it pretty. Like I know nothing, so I mean I wouldn't tell you even if I did, but I know absolutely nothing. I'm just saying I know that statement doesn't carry a whole lot of weight, but I know absolutely nothing about the event. I don't think anyone really does.
Sure, but it should help. No, I wouldn't expect that, but I would think that the programming at that it would be more. I would think it will be more beneficial than online semifinals, but it will be harder. I would imagine with the field, maybe. Depending on who's made it, it's just such a weird thing to try to calculate. I mean, you got to come in top 2, but a bunch of these guys will have already made it potentially through online semifinals.
No,
Mayhem's first.
Yeah,
Mayhem's first. Okay,
Mayhem
I
and Spain. Mayhem and Spain are before the online semifinals. Everyone else is after online semifinals.
So you could come in 9th and potentially end up being the one who makes it from Mayhem, right?
No. You will qualify through the first thing that you qualify through is what will. So, for instance, let's say Austin and Roman make it. No offense to Jack, but that's who I'm hoping it makes it.
I thought I'd be your number one pick, but I guess not.
Listen, I've been calling it the Hatfield Invitational for a while.
That's fair.
I really just don't want Jason and Dallin to get their spots from there. They're just so cocky. I feel like they think they're just going to walk in.
They need to work for it for sure.
Yeah, I want them both to be at NorCal and be like, oh, bro, I don't know what happened.
like I'm still not.
Yeah,
my season might be over.
Obviously, it's probably not going to be the case, but let's say those two, let's say Roman and Austin get the 2 spots. If they both come in the top 11 of the online semifinal, then it will go down to 13. For the men.
Is that for sure? How many from online, John?
11. As of right now, it's 11.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, dude. Jack, and I mean, just to be perfectly honest, being somebody who what did you? Well, at semis, you took what, 6th?
I took 6th at Syndicate last year. Yeah.
But when you do the numbers, knowing where you're at, you're on an outside tier compared to a lot of people. It got way harder for you.
Well, it got harder for everyone, I think, just because of, it's only 30, whatever, is it 30 or 32 now? Or like
30.
Just 30. Yeah. So, you got 25% less field.
No, it's way harder for everybody.
Way harder for everybody. A lot of people are probably in that same whole, like, I'm going to try to do it in the comfortability of my own gym. Just the whole, like, 11 spots is a lot more than 2. So it's like, even if you're later in the season. And so I think that's why a lot of people, even with NorCal, are like, even though they're not in the West, that one's not restricting it based on region. So they're just trying to do it with that. So,
but it's one spot, right?
Is it 1 from NorCal? I thought it was 2 for all.
No, NorCal's got 2.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, for 2. At least in the United States.
Exciting from a spectator media perspective. Anybody who follows this, it's exciting. If you're an athlete, I would have anxiety. It just it's hard to keep up with.
Well, the good thing, the good part for me, that's just what I'm doing the classic, I'm doing online semis, I'm doing comfortably probably qualify for. I'm comfortable in saying that I will plan on doing syndicate if I don't qualify in the online semis. And then if I still don't, I'm not going to travel back-to-back weekends. I'm not going to go from syndicate to NorCal and then come back and try to do last chance. So that's just my track, is like online, syndicate, and then last chance, like if I still have not qualified. And then if I haven't, I don't deserve it because I'm not one of the best 30 guys. So
you're just not fit enough. You hit 3 cracks at it.
Yeah.
I wish that they kind of leaned into the fact that NorCal was the last semi and gave that 3rd spot to NorCal and invited overseas athletes, almost like a last chance qualifier, but in person. It's like you got online semis and then an online last chance qualifier. I think that's kind of dumb.
Oh, I would much rather. Well, I think I wish they would have had the last chance qualifier, but they could just do it completely and then do it at Greg Glassman's house.
That'd be awesome.
And then just call it Glassman, last chance Glassman. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it. But and then if you want to go to the games, this is where you got to go. And we'll see where loyalties lie. I like putting people on the spot like that.
That's a good point. I would love to have just that old school, though, the ranch or Glassman's, just have that integrated somehow. I think that'd be awesome personally.
Everybody hates them. They don't want it, Grant.
Not everybody, but it seems like
how would they do that? They'd have to file some kind of suit to force him to have it at his house. Is what you're saying? Just against his will?
No. I think Glassman want it. The athletes don't want it.
Oh, yeah. I thought because
half,
not from your whereabouts, Jack. Listen, I know you like to stay close to home, Jack, and you don't like to, venture out and know what's happening in the world. I get it.
I live in a box.
I get it, but we're in a delicate space right now.
Nikki Brazier is not doing the Open. I don't know. Barry said something
what?
Like that. I'm trying to pull it up.
I'm devastated. I was so looking forward to seeing that girl get after it.
But yes, Standy Ty is old enough to go to the games. He just won Wodapalooza on the RX side. Hey, let me ask you something, Ty.
Yeah.
You don't like answering questions that you're very humble. We'll put it that way. Do you think if you had been in the elite,
though?
No, he's not. He's
listen,
confident. He's very okay.
Listen,
right.
when he thinks he's good at something, when he thinks he's going to be good, not saying like you're wrong, but when he thinks he's going to be good at something, you can see it. He might not say it.
Okay, so you can see it.
Yeah. He's very
what's an example of that?
A Wodapalooza, dude. Like you're like, I don't remember what one it was. Maybe the bench press one, but you could just see us smile on your face. There's a lot of good guys out here. I'm just really excited to get out. like you can 100%. You can.
I
tell.
see what you're saying.
You can tell so hard.
Yeah. Hey, so do you think you could have finished a couple spots from or better from 40th if you were in the elite? Have you looked at the math? You're doing some different workouts and stuff. I get all that. Have you actually looked at it and been like, I think I could have placed here if I was in the elite? And if so, what did you come up with?
I didn't do the math to figure out everything because it would have just made me more mad that I didn't qualify for the elite.
Yeah.
But I did some of our identical events. I think I would have had 2 top 10 finishes.
Wow.
Because we had a couple events that were identical. The 2 rounds too many, and the
that makes sense.
drag sled drive race.
Wow.
The one with the sled. Those 2 were my best 2 events by far.
And you had a clutch, clean, hang clean. Like it would have been.
Kind of just brought that up.
It wouldn't have destroyed you.
Yeah, it would have been middle of the pack. Good.
I think
5 pounds. 5 pounds behind spray.
And we had 10 less bench press.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that event is what hurts you the most in the elite field.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Which one?
You just got to bench
more.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can't bench.
You got to start working out with John more.
He messages.
5 bench.
He messages. I don't bench press at all, Jack. I bench press once a year, and then it just.
You bench press once a year and can bench 365. That's
like
impressive.
I know it doesn't sound like I'm telling the truth. I 100% am telling the truth.
John is freaky strong. For like somebody who doesn't train 6 hours a day, he's freaky strong.
No, I mean I think it's easy to be strong. I think it's harder to be what they are.
Shut up.
What was I gonna say? You made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
You were gonna say something.
I got it. Yeah. Ty immediately after the bench press workout, Ty texts me and Grant, and he goes, "Hey, John, I want you to try this bench press workout. I think you'll beat."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, probably not, but
well, no, it was just like the feeling I got about 18 into the bench. I was like, that was it. It was just my capacity. So where someone who I know has a really good bench press,
it's not a fitness test anymore.
No.
So how would you do in like a workout like Linda, John? Would the squat cleans just kill you?
So like Linda's a great, like I would do very well for people that are in my fitness level, but like somebody like Ty, I think would still beat me in Linda. Just because his capacity is that much greater. His fitness is that much greater. Like I'm out of breath on Linda. He's how do I manage my bench press the best way? I'm unbroken on everything. I'm not the squat cleans, but I'm just tired.
Yeah. Ty, I wanted to ask you about just Wodapalooza in general with the whole like sand lanes thing. And I know that was like you just said that was one of your better workouts with the sled dragging it through the sand. And it was like, it seems so weird because like a wide range of like some people were really struggling with it. Like someone like Austin actually was like really struggling, I think, with that workout. And some people, they just flew through it.
It should have been second place, that workout.
It was like, sorry, what was that?
I said that workout's why he was not second place in the whole competition.
Yeah.
Like his ability is second place. I'm not going to put him over James, but 100. Yeah, I think because Vellner won the workout.
It was like the trajectory of the sled or something, like where you had to like keep it up out of the sand. Like how weird was that?
Yeah, I mean it was different. Every lane looked different.
But that was like luck too, right? You could be in a lane with a whole lot of mounds.
A little bit, but none of the athletes were taking advantage of going on the sides of their lane. A lot of them just went straight through the middle that was already dug out. And that's where I like hugged the side of my lane and like pushed the straps as far forward as I could to pull the sled out of the sand. And that's just something I didn't even see a lot of the elites doing. And you could tell like Vellner and James both did it. And obviously like they had great performances. So I actually got to watch them do that the day before I did it. And I was like, that's how I'm doing my sled because they just moved that thing way better than anyone else.
Yeah. It looked fun. It looked like
it was a unique workout. I mean, I love weird elements like the sand.
Yeah.
I really wish I could figure out how to make these comments. They used to be like more transparent and they were smaller, and now they cut people's faces off, and I haven't changed it, but I'm sure I can. Hey, so Ty, when you went into Wodapalooza, you knew you were fit. Did you actually go in expecting to win? Like, hey, if I do what I know I can do, I'm going to win this. Or did you go in thinking, I mean, because it's been a while since you competed, or did you go in thinking I could win this? I think if I do well, or did you actually expect to win? Like, what was the thought process going in?
I knew if I executed well, I had a shot.
So you surprised yourself a little bit.
Yeah. And I've lost 15 pounds since I competed last.
Yeah.
Like
193.
Different, but I know training went really well leading up. And then actually right before event 1, I'm in the corral and I'm the youngest there by what felt like 10 years. And these dudes are all huge. And I had a little bit there where I was like, I'm about to get crushed. But then, once you get out there and start doing the workouts, then things went a little differently. But yeah, going in, I was like, if I perform well, I think it's a possibility, but I definitely didn't expect to.
Interesting. All right, so we've got I had another question that I totally forgot, but I've got two actually. What should I ask first? Let's go with the Sprague question first. Ty, I know you're a little bit biased, and that's why I want to ask you. Do you think Sprague's going to win the CrossFit Games again?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's
okay. Do you want to say again or this year?
Yeah.
Those are two different answers.
2025 or again at all?
I think John's asking, do you think he's going to win the CrossFit Games or his second CrossFit Games?
I think he can win this year.
That's not what I'm saying.
I don't know. Great. Right. You know what? Just take over. John's the host. No.
To answer your question, I think James has a very legitimate shot this year. Like any doubts that you had after 2024, like I feel like Wodapalooza, he definitely
don't look at Sandy in her bikini. It's just AI. It's not real. We're on a Bible show. Sorry.
I think he filled in a lot of his gaps, improved that at Wodapalooza. And then even the Kill Taylor workout, just obviously 225 snatches are no joke for someone who's not seen as very strong. So I definitely think he's got a shot, but I just don't think for a while in the men's field, you're going to see like a dominant champion. So I think anything can happen, but I think James has a shot.
Okay. I think he definitely is. I mean,
gun to your head, Ty, does James win 2025?
Oh,
he's not going to watch this.
I mean, I don't think anyone else like has proven that they're the clear front runner to upset him yet.
Okay. There's just something
I think Dallin
special,
and Jeff
dude.
are the 2 and 3 for like the ones that are going to be with him up there. Not Austin, sorry. Too much running at the games, but maybe
he's a good runner, dude.
Maybe
he's got some home run quality.
Is he a top 10 runner?
Yes.
Okay.
Jack, is Austin a top 10 runner?
Oh, Hatfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's hard to say top 10, but like definitely in that.
I say that's where he's at.
In that range for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I just remember the times I've worked out with him in person, like he runs fast. Yeah. Like and I'm probably like right in the middle of the pack when it comes to like just running. And so like and he usually is ahead of me. Okay.
The only thing stopping him is swimming, and we ain't doing that anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Jack's not very good at swimming either.
Nope.
Sorry. Just the story you told me was just so funny.
It's all right. You just had to throw that in there, whatever.
It was like 55 minutes. I stopped a few times. Side story. Anyway. All right. Yeah. So the thing about James is Dallin, I feel like in theory should win, like on paper, and maybe he will, but like, or Adler, of course, but like James just, I don't know. I think he's more strategic than people think because they see him and he's kind of hyper and has a lot of fun, but he's definitely strategic and he's just showing that maybe he's good at winning and he's getting a lot better. So look, I don't know as much about John as all this. I'm picking James. I'm definitely biased, but I will admit that on paper, James should not win. He is at the top of your mountain, though. Wait, he's not at the top. There's just nobody ahead of him, right?
He's the top man on the mountain.
Okay, but he's not at the top of the mountain.
He's earned every.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
I mean, T is ahead of him, but I can't.
Yeah.
Is he doing Mayhem?
Yes.
Yes. Dude, Mayhem's gonna be.
Mayhem's gonna be freaking.
It's basically like the games, just without like a couple people. You know, it's like 75% of the games, really.
Oh, so. we got John. I met John at Wodapalooza. Ty's dad. He's cool. Is it intimidating? That I mean, look, that event is like the top of it's like the cream of the crop. It's like you're competing against the best guys at the CrossFit Games. Or is it a little bit nerve wracking? Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm at the point now where like competition nerves are what they are. Like I definitely get nerves still, but like I'm not in any way, shape, or form intimidated now. Like I'm going to go in there with the same level of preparation and confidence that life allows me to have with my schedule and what it allows. Yeah. And so like, I just, and that's not to say like look at me with all my extra life responsibilities. Yeah. It's just a thing where I'm like, I don't get nervous unnecessarily. And I was like, this being a faith show, like that's where a lot of it, my security comes from my faith. So it's like, I know that I'm secure in Christ, and that the freedom. I talked about this a little bit because I did a podcast with Mayhem when I was there this weekend too. And it was, it was like, I just feel more, especially the last couple of years, I just feel more free to compete. It's something that I didn't do well in college when I was wrestling. I just had this, I was scared to lose. I was scared to take too many risks. I protected more than I attacked kind of thing. So because I was just afraid of it not being enough or not getting the result I wanted. And so, like I just said, like Mayhem is not an event where I'm going there with the realistic expectation of like, it's a failure if I don't take the top 2 this weekend. But I'm just going to shoot, like, who knows with the Mayhem programming and stuff, like it might be, I might have a good couple of events that I can get a top 3 in or something like that. And I can just take those little small wins and apply them to the rest of the season and make the best of it. So yeah, I think I'm more to round out what I'm trying to say is I'm just more excited to be able to share the floor with those caliber of athletes and have it be pretty close to me. Like it's only a 3-hour drive and like just, familiar with Mayhem. I'm familiar with Mayhem in the gym and stuff. So it'll just kind of be like going back to a place where I love to go and just being surrounded by excellence and success, whether it's competitors or my coaches and the staff and all that kind of stuff. I'm just super excited.
There is. It just came out. I saw Kenneth, the Dave's Weekend Review, and then somebody else said, "Oh yeah, we got to bring up Paige. What in the world? How is she?" So she's
because they couldn't find anybody else.
But she's got to do the Open, right? You can't.
She could do the Open.
I mean, I think she has to do the Open if her goal is to make it to the games. But
right?
She doesn't have to do the Open just to compete at the Classic.
No time.
Oh,
that's just straight up.
I feel like
she's not Tia. She had trouble making it when she didn't have a baby.
Well, I'm saying I feel like they should give the spot. I like Paige, but I feel like they should give the spot to somebody who's able to advance.
There is nobody else.
It doesn't matter at that point.
No, if you look at the field, the people they would have asked them and they would have said no. Like the field is outrageous. So like whoever you ask, it's just like they're there and they belong there, but like I don't think they think they're competing for a top 2 spot.
Okay, got it.
Especially with the women. They've been looking for the last woman for a while.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ty, what in your plan is online semis, and then what are the other potentials? You're doing the East Coast, right? Most likely.
Yeah. Like I'm still not exactly sure how that one's qualified, if it's Open or online semis, but Syndicate and then NorCal.
Yeah.
Dude, we should do
so
like a live podcast on Syndicate or at Syndicate.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Because I'll be at Syndicate. So like we should do a live.
You guys should.
We should go get pizza and we'll podcast from the pizza place.
Yeah,
I'm down.
And I don't care where you guys do it. Like you guys could do it on Spin, on John's channel. I don't care. Just so you know, you guys should podcast. I will participate if you want me to, but do your thing. Like I like it when you guys get together. I'll watch it or be on it. I don't care.
And then NorCal official invites, I think, come out the 28th. Haven't been hit by any penalties yet. So,
and I'm commentating NorCal. So
that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited for that again. Commentating. By the way, Brianna, it's interesting because I don't have a ton written down for the faith side of things, but your question is my one topic that I have, and we'll see where it goes. We'll get to that in a second here. Brianna was bringing something up. I think it was just on Savon, right? Because Savon, especially lately, like at least an hour of the show just goes down the Bible path. Did anybody see? And she was talking about one particular thing that I'm going to bring up. Did anybody see? I didn't see the whole Jake thing. It was really long. Did anybody catch it?
He just sent it to me this morning. I haven't watched it though. No, like because he had texted me like he's my coach, and so like I'm
that's right.
So we he texted me that he was like I'm getting ready to convert Savon or something like that, just like as a
Well,
like
Savon said
finish converting him or something like that.
Did you say Ty tried?
And then we
I did a great job.
I think it was I think afterwards we were talking about something else, and then that got brought up just briefly, and I was like, yeah, we've all tried at this point, so that's what it is.
Hey, just planting seeds, man.
Yeah, just planting seeds.
Right? Only
God can truly change the heart, right? Like
yeah.
Only it's only the Holy Spirit that can fully turn that key all the way. So
he's a likable for obviously he talks a little bit differently than us. Like just some of the stuff can get crude, particularly on like Kilt Taylor and stuff, which obviously is not my style. I'm not saying I'm perfect at all, but it's just interesting that he's so likable. I feel like, partially just because he's not hostile, I guess. Like he's totally open to it. Like, and he's so honest. Like, I don't know. There's just something weird about Savon. It's a good thing. He's just honest. Like he just says, I don't know about things. Like it's just a rare, like, authenticity when he's on the show, of being willing to talk about the Bible, but saying when he doesn't get something or no, I don't agree. Like, I don't know. It's just fun listening to
exactly what he believes either.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree.
When I was just trying to get him to talk about what he believes. And there was just part of his explanation made me think that I don't think he sits and ponders that very often. So it's very interesting. He's got a very unique belief system that
he almost has an ADHD about his beliefs.
Yeah. I was going to make the intro. I didn't do it, but I was going to make the intro to the show the other day. He said, I don't know. He's going over stuff then. He's like, go watch Grant's Bible show. It's got John, Ty Jenkins, Jack Roseman was on there. It's really good. Everybody go watch it. I was going to make that the intro. Everybody go watch it. But I didn't feel like going to look for it. I don't remember when it was. So it's been interesting. They bring that up and I get a lot of like Brianna will go back and forth. So I think Brianna, you'll have to correct me in the comments before I get to your the thing that we were discussing, but I think Brianna was Mormon and is not anymore. I could be wrong. But dang, yeah, that's everybody on the show has been on there. Ty, Jack, and both of you guys took it to the faith place. That's interesting. Well, actually, Savon, if he's having a Christian on, I feel like it's going to go there. I think Savon might actually send it there. Who did it with you, Ty? Was it you who mentioned something and then he rolled off it, or did he bring it up?
I don't know if he remembered from when he filmed behind the scenes, but we talked about it briefly then in 2023. But I remember like as soon as I had mentioned something about my faith, I saw him like write something down and it was like, we'll come back to that. And then we did. And we talked about it for a while.
Yeah. Got it. Interesting. With Locker, what was it? With the conversion thing, I had sent Locker a clip and it said the closest I've ever come to converting was Jake Lockard. He's like, he was the closest who ever got me. I sent him that clip. He's like, it was like a month ago. And he's like, I gotta get back on the show. So then I laughed when he said, I'm going to finish converting some.
That's awesome.
All right. So we'll roll into the fave stuff now. I don't know where this will go. Some of the hostile people aren't here. I mean, the respectfully hostile people like Pat. I love Pat. He can kind of get off on a tangent, but okay. So, Jan, I love Jan. He's great. He's Scottish. The Lord woke me up for this podcast. He's not really.
Can you say that in a Scottish accent, please?
I can't. I probably can if I'm like by myself, but if I tried to do it on the air, something would just come out that would be like a clip, and you guys.
If we close our eyes, would you be able to?
All right. So here's and this is an interesting. I don't even know if we could answer this. I just thought it was interesting. So Brianna was mentioning that genocide, and Brianna, you could correct me. I have the general idea of this. Genocide, all of the major religions have genocide essentially. And we know that people die in the Old Testament and that God kills them. And Barry, I'll pull that up in a second. Jan's not, this isn't real. That's not his husband. He's married. He's just being funny, just so you know. But you'd be welcome if you were. We're not bigots here. So anybody start. I don't care. It was that all of the religions have genocide. What do we make about genocide in the Old Testament, or about how God reacted in the Old Testament, or about him wiping people groups out? Does anybody have a good answer to this, or an answer to this that they want to share? Jack's just like, I don't know, man. He was mean.
It's a hard question. It is.
I have an answer, but I want to hold back. I want to hold back. All right. I don't want to.
And this is not my answer. We can go in depth. But it might get the ball rolling.
Yep.
We're all worthy of death. right? We're all worthy of hell. Mother Teresa should go to hell.
And that's the shocking statement, right? People are like, what?
Yeah.
Under her own volition. Under her own volition. There is nobody whose works are good enough or are a good enough person that they are worthy of heaven. And if we're all worthy of hell, we've all fall short of the glory of God, then it's God's, like, I don't want to say right even, but it's God's will to wipe out a nation, and they are deserving of that. They've earned that. If God wants to strike me down right now, I have earned that. And then it's only by the grace of God and by Jesus Christ that I am rescued and go to heaven. And there is nothing else. There's no other bridge. So if we start off with the notion that we are all worthy of dying right now, then I think it's easier to explain to somebody why God committed genocide and I don't even want to say God committed genocide.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a
why
great
God decided to wipe nations from the earth.
Yeah. John, I think that has to be the starting point. I think we all, ourselves probably included, and like when we talk about folks like Savan, we don't understand the depth of our own sinfulness. We compare ourselves to other people. When you look at, for instance, aspects of Savan, he's faithful to his wife, right? Like he has conservative values. There are really good aspects to him compared to a lot of people, right? And even like our lives, if you just look at the physical and non-spiritual aspects of our lives, like, okay, we make a habit of not lying, like we provide for our families or whatnot. Like there's good things there, but that's just because we compare ourselves to other people. Like the standard is perfection. And if all the hurt and pain and death, which is unnatural in this world, is here because of sin, what happens when you let sinners in? Like even just a little bit, right? Like if you let me in, my inclination is to sin. So like if I get right now, if my boss caught me doing something on the spot, I just told somebody this the other day. I used to be addicted to drugs, so I try my best to not lie. And I've gotten really good at it because I used to be pathological. And my boss one day, like when we first started COVID, he was like, hey, what are you doing? Like I woke up late. I wasn't working. He's like, what are you doing? What are you working on? And I was just like, I'm just working on stuff. And like I had that sinking feeling like I got caught because I did get caught and I just lied. It was my immediate instinct on the spot to lie. And it made me realize, hey, Grant, you're not actually as honest as you think you are. You're honest when you have time to plan it out. But when you get put on the spot, you still have a flesh that wants to lie and not be caught. And I had to go back to him and tell him I lied earlier and it sucks. So point being, like, we all have sin in our hearts. And if we were allowed it to be into heaven, heaven would be fallen just like earth. Like all the things we want in heaven are like, we don't want death. We don't want pain. We don't want mourning. That's what we bring in there with our sin. So I think that's a fantastic place to start. And if we all deserve death and hell, then it's like, oh, okay, well, somebody died, but our lives, the fact that God allows us to continue, even though we curse him. Like, let me just give you one example and then I'm done. I grew up in a Christian home and I cursed God, not literally, I cursed God, but I talked about how, yeah, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And then I went out and I did the opposite of glorify God. I made him look bad by everything that I did. Like I defamed God. And he just let me continue. He kept actively giving me breath and actively giving me good things and showing me grace. And I should have been dead like the moment that I sinned against God. So when somebody dies, we're so quick to like say they died too soon or this shouldn't have happened. But technically it should have happened to all of us the first moment that we sinned. And it's grace that it doesn't and that God continues to extend his hand. So like starting from that as a basis, I feel like it changes things. Sorry, I know I went really.
No, long. I think that's you guys make.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you guys make great points. I want you to say the same thing. And I think sometimes just kind of an element of faith is that we have to we all believe in things that we can't fully understand and can't prove. And so sometimes the answer, even though it's not a good one and people might not like it, is that we don't know why God chose to do certain things in the Old Testament. We do know that from Genesis to Malachi, I mean, it is a demonstration that God is a holy, just God that does not, him and sin cannot coexist at all. Like, he is so just and above our own perception of what we think right and wrong is, and that any sin has to be eradicated. And that was what was fully accomplished by Jesus. So Genesis to Malachi is all a foreshadow to Jesus. And so kind of like that, just so I wanted to say that on that point of, like, what makes certain people more deserving of death? Why do certain people have to die certain ways? And like, I don't know that. I mean, that's, I don't fully know that, but I did remember this today, and it reminded me, I was literally listening to this on my run today. I know I've plugged him a lot as Francis Chan, but he has this podcast. It's just podcasts, it's his sermons. And so I pulled up, he was talking about today, Luke 13. And it says, it's about when there was a tower in Siloam that fell and killed 18 people, but it just missed a bunch of other people nearby. And this is Jesus talking. And he answered them, do you think that these Galileans were worse sinners than all the other Galileans because they suffered in this way? No, I tell you, but unless you repent, you will all likewise perish. Or those 18
he answers it.
Or those 18 on whom the tower fell and killed them. Do you think that they were worse offenders than all the others who lived in Jerusalem? No. He says, no, I tell you, but unless you repent, you will also likewise perish. So he flips it around and says, why don't you just worry about yourself? Because that's really what matters. And so that's kind of what was just on my mind today, because I literally just heard it.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know.
I totally forgot that he answers that question. Okay, we're gonna get to Brianna. We lost half our viewers because Sevon went live, which is fine. We got the hardcores here. He's probably doing weekend review, I'm guessing. Okay, so denominations. I will say that. So most of us think you're non-denominational. I know. I'll let you guys answer. I sort of Baptist, I would say in between Baptist and Presbyterian. I would say Reformed leaning Baptist, so the Calvinistic side of Baptist. I'll just leave it at that. What about you guys?
I don't know. I guess I would say ditto. Like, I grew up in a Reformed church, very, mellow Calvinist aura to it. Like, for churches that I've gone to since I've been in college have been more non-denominational leaning, I guess. I'm in Kentucky. Southeast Christian Church is a massive church that is referred to as a mega church. But I mean, it's definitely, I would say, more Baptist, background, I guess, like whatever. Yeah. But I would say just similar, definitely Reformed-ish views. But go ahead.
Yeah. Ty and John hate Calvinism. No, hey, this is the beautiful thing, though. We're talking about a secondary issue that it's like we all believe it matters. It doesn't. Right. It doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. Like, this is what should be happening. Like, you don't have to. Calvinists and non-Calvinists should not be disagreeing because it's secondary issues, and that's it. John, go ahead.
I would say I'm non-denominational. Yeah. I grew up in a Baptist church, but me and Leslie, we seek churches that go verse by verse, and then you are dissecting 5 verses at a time, and it might take months to get through the book of John, right? But we seek out churches that are like that, where you're just analyzing the Bible scripture by scripture, and then what does this mean? What is it saying? Can you apply anything in your life? Maybe not, but we're studying the Bible. Right. Anything that's other than that, we kind of stay away from. Can I answer this really quick?
Yeah. But look at our first comment before that. I was going to pull that one up. I think it gives a little bit more context.
Okay. What makes you better than those God chose to die per genocide? We're not better. I think
that's the one that I was trying to kind of answer, because I saw that one too.
Yeah, I think this will go to Job as well. Do we have a cruel God that likes to play games with those that worship him? Like, you can look at it that way, but how I look at it is that God is amazing at turning evil into good. And he literally lets evil descend upon Job. And then what comes of that is the story of Job, and how many people
have needed that.
how many people have been through such hard times and then they can read Job and be like, God is there for me. God is there. Like, I might not feel it, but God is with me. If Job can get through that, I can get through this. And how many people just forever, there's probably millions, right? That have felt that way because of the book of Job. And it's easy to say, man, he tortured Job, but he took evil and made good come of it.
Yeah.
And God is amazing at that. He does that time and time and time again.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know this is bad timing, but I
got no, you're good. Hey, Jack, I'm just happy you could stop by, man. We love having you. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean such a terrible answer there.
Hey,
made you leave.
No, you're fine. Yeah. After that, John, sorry, I got to peace out.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack. We appreciate you, man.
Anything you guys need, hit me up. We'll talk again soon. Bye.
Thanks, man. Later. So
Ty, what denomination are you? We'll go.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm non-denominational, but to go way back, like 2 conversations ago.
Okay.
See, Ty's
he doesn't talk, but he's
been chopping at the bit. Ty, just interrupt.
I didn't want to talk
right here, Ty. Raise your hand when you got something to say. Raise your hand.
He's in the worst group to try to interrupt with. All right, go ahead.
But just about the Old Testament, like genocide or wiping out of nations, like I think a characteristic of God that's often lost in this very passive gospel that they teach now is the fact that he's the judge and just. And the Old Testament shows God's character in that way. And like one of my stories one of the chapters of the Bible that I always go back to when talking about this is Genesis 18, when Abraham, city of Sodom and Gomorrah, he's like, God, are you really going to wipe this city out? What if there's 50 righteous people? And God's like, there's not 50. And he's like, well, what if there's 40, right?
Yeah.
And they keep going down. And that's just where it's like, I mean, we don't know exactly why, kind of like Jack said, but God chose people for a reason. I don't think he was just randomly pointing the staff at and raining down on random cities. Like, he had his reasons for it, and ones that Abraham couldn't understand in Genesis 18 and ones that we definitely can't understand now. But that was just my
this is
adding to the conversation back in when we were talking about that.
The verse that she brought up is so good just because, and I love Brianna, by the way. She's really cool. I know she's got some crazy stories when she calls in on Savon, but she's highly intelligent. She's an athlete, and she has really just intelligent thoughts about religion in general. She's Mormon. She differs than us, but I like talking to her in the chat about these things. So this shows a huge difference here and I'll just read it because I don't feel like doing the screen share. So she said, this point makes you sound very Mormon, very James chapter 2:2, which I'm guessing based on the Mormon Bible, Nephi is going to have to do with the faith without works is dead, I think. But I want to read this, and I know this verse, and it shows a key difference here. So Nephi, and I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm sorry, Brianna. For we labor diligently to write, to persuade our children and also our brethren to believe in Christ and to be reconciled to God. For we know that it is by grace that we are saved, after all that we can do. So once more, we labor and diligently write to persuade our children and also our brethren to believe in Christ and to be reconciled to God. For we know that it's by grace that we're saved, after all that we can do. And that one phrase is a huge thing that differs Christianity from other religions, and in this case from Mormonism, because we believe just the opposite, and it's scandalous. It's not after all that we can't do anything. Like, and I'm not yelling at you, Brianna. Sometimes I get like passionate when I think about just biblical truths, but we literally can't do anything. It says after all that we can do. I'm like the worst of the worst. I really believe that. I see my tendencies. I see myself fall into little things. I know what's in my mind. And this is a story I've heard from other people too, and a story I've heard from Paul in the Bible and from friends. I literally can't do anything. I don't desire good outside of Christ doing a work in me. the Holy Spirit living in me and causing me, even when I screw up, to want to go back to good, to want to be like Jesus, and to hate the things that I do that are opposed to Jesus. I can't do anything and we can't do anything. So I don't believe that it's after all that we can do it. I don't think that, I know that the Mormonism says we've lost precious and great truths from the Bible. But I'm basing everything on the Bible, and in the Bible, it says that we can do nothing. I think there's literally a verse that says that or something like that. Does anybody know which verse I'm talking about? Without,
maybe.
Let's see.
Yeah, go here. While you're looking that up, I'm going to answer a couple of these questions.
Okay, yeah, do it because I'm behind in the chat.
Yeah, she says if we use Sodom and Gomorrah to say we believe gay sex is a sin, then shouldn't we believe sodomy between straight couples is also a sin? It is a sin. Sodomy between straight couples, this is what, an affair?
Oh, no, I think she means like anal sex. I don't know. Like, honestly, so there's very different opinions on that. I know that just got very adult, but
sodomy though, like I think of like rape, like I think of.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Or an affair, or like stuff like that. It's not like
you just said you weren't. Okay, anal and oral. Okay, anal and oral. Okay, it's getting crazy. But look, so that's has
between
been,
you and your wife, though. Like
it's been a traditional definition. I think. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I think that's taking it down like a little bit too much into the nuance. No, we could totally do that, Brianna. But here's the thing. That's like a smaller thing compared to like us talking about, are you saved by grace or by works? So I don't want to go down the path of like, is anal and oral okay in marriage versus like, hey, how are you saved? Like, that's a bigger issue. It's used to justify gay sex, but why do we allow it for straight couples? I would say that here, the only thing I would say about that is I think there's verses that
show me if you show me the verse where it says sodomy is a sin, but in marriage, and I don't think there is a verse that says that.
I think it does, but there's commentators that
show me. Let's read it.
Okay, I'll double check. Let me look.
I mean, it's also very clear that that's not the only thing that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. But like, and maybe I just don't know. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe I should be more intellectual with my Bible. I don't read enough, but I can't think of a verse that's like that.
It's like, I don't want to say it's real gray, but it when it talks about sodomy,
and it says, but we are known by our fruits. If we are true followers of God, don't we do all the, we know,
but it was the order
saved by their fruits. That's not like God, God knows the minute it happens. Like you're talking about, how can you tell somebody's saved? You'll know them by their works, because it will follow their faith. Like it's not, but that's not, you don't have to do that to be saved.
Yeah, exactly. It's the order. It said after all that you can do, the grace of God after all that you can do. And what I'm saying is that after you're saved by the grace of God, because Paul, he answered this, and get baptized and believe in Jesus. Paul said in Romans, should I then, Paul, here's the thing. This is such good evidence, and I hope you can hear this. Paul would have never wrote this argument in Romans if he knew that the statements that he were making could be perceived as radical grace and like, why wouldn't we just go on sinning? So one of the great evidences is that salvation really is by grace, is that Paul made an argument ahead of time. He says, shall we go on sinning that grace may increase? And he says, by no means. He says, how can, oh gosh, where's the next freaking verse?
Brianna, your heart will be changed. Like your desires will change.
New desires.
Like I get what you're saying. People say this all the time. Like, then why don't I just say that I'm saved and I can do whatever I want? You are not going to want to. You're going to be convicted.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then a gay couple in marriage, the Bible, there's multiple verses, even after Jesus, that says if a man lays with another man, it's an abomination. Yeah. It's not just Leviticus.
Yep. And guess what? We still love those people, like the Glintons. We love the Glintons. That's actually like real tolerance is being able to tell people, yeah, I disagree with you. I actually do think this is wrong, and still loving them. And frankly, the Glintons as well, accepting those who say, yeah, I know that there's Christians who think that the relationship that we're in is sin, and we love them too. You don't see that very often at all. Brianna Christ himself, yeah, man and a woman at 19, 4-5. Interesting. Ty, you're up. Talk about something. Anything?
I mean,
anything you're thinking about all this?
I just always say, like, to her comments about then why do I just do nothing? I truly believe deep down in my heart that if anyone truly understands what the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus means for us and what we are saved from and that we don't deserve it at all, that is something so amazing that it would require action just out of our understanding of it, not because we owe God anything. A works-based gospel is basically you looking at Jesus on the cross and saying, almost, like, you almost got me into heaven, but I got things to earn my way there. Like, that's not how it works at all. But hopefully you see Jesus' sacrifice and resurrection, and then you are prompted, therefore, to go on and serve the Lord for what he's done for you, because it's more amazing than anything that we could ever do for each other. And yeah, I mean, that's just, I feel like that's a gotcha argument that doesn't make sense, where people are like, yeah, I'll just go on. Like, what if I just want to go kill a bunch of people and then say I love Jesus? Like, you don't understand the gospel.
Yeah, and I believe this, Brianna. I know, like, I'm not trying to. People paint people into just generalizations a lot, and we got to be real careful with our biases, not to say, oh, well, these people, like, for instance, well, Calvinists think that there's nothing you can do to get saved anyway because it's all predestined. Calvinists believe that predestination is real, but we also think that, like, nobody's going to hell because they weren't chosen. So it may look like a contradiction. I don't want to go down that path. My point is, just like, there's a million different things we could paint ourselves with a brush of bias, but we have to find out, what do people actually think? So I agree with you there, Brianna. And I'll say one thing on this. Is it loving to think they're going to hell? So I don't think it's loving or unloving. I just think the question with this is the truth that if you die without Christ,
it is loving,
go to hell?
It is loving.
Well, no, listen, I think that it's loving to tell them the truth. I think them going to hell or not going to hell is just a matter of what is the truth? Where do we get truth from? But then, John, I would agree with you. Yeah, like, it's much more. Let me tell you what's easy for me. Like, what would be easy for me is if the Glintons had me on their show. I like the Glintons. I look up to them. They're well respected in the space. If they asked me, are we going to hell? The harder thing would be to say, yeah, I believe it. I don't want everybody to say, I can't believe Grant thinks they're going to hell. Like, that's horrible. Grant's a bigot. I'm unfollowing Grant. That would be hard. The loving thing to do would be to share what I believe, like Christ teaches. And that doesn't change that I love them or anybody else. And I don't look at the Glintons as worse than anybody else. In fact, I think they have a lot of admirable qualities. I think the Glintons are great, man. Like, but I think everyone apart from Christ will face judgment. Yes.
I also think that sin in particular gets put on a pedestal a little bit just because of society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's this, if Ty's doing some girl on the side and not telling nobody, he's just as sinful as they are. It's the same thing. Exact same thing.
Agreed.
How many teenage boys
I've done it. I'm guilty.
Are doing that? How, like, that is the same sin, but society doesn't look at it like that at all.
The homosexual part, Brianna, you have to elaborate there.
But yeah, I think, like, if like, as Christians, we know how the world's going to end, and we know what happens when we die. And so if someone is standing on a train tracks and the train of hell is barreling towards them, like, if that's a scenario you come in real life and you are yelling at that person to step off the train tracks, like, might be a little forward in the moment, but like, you want them to move out of the way. It's the same thing. I mean, that might not be the best analogy, but it's like, we are doing our best to pull you out of what you're doing that might not, like, that gets in your way between having an eternal relationship with the Lord in heaven, and it's just not well received by people.
Yeah. I might at some point have either have like a one-off with Brianna, me and Brianna, or talk to you guys about something. I would actually be interested in having a conversation with her.
Brianna, can you like briefly type how you believe people get into heaven? Because you did say that no Mormon believes that you can work your way into heaven, but you also say that your family, or maybe your family, believes differently than you about your comment on no good people going to hell. But like,
it was that. Yeah,
I feel like I've heard different things from Mormons, and I'm sure there's like a different belief systems within the Mormon church. But like, how do people get to heaven? It might take a second for.
Wait, I thought I just looked it up, and I read books a long time ago about Mormonism, but it's been a while. And about all the religions, but it looks like they believe in hell.
She said her family does it.
A temporary hell, which I get would I understand that would seem, in the human mind, a temporary hell would seem like to make more sense. Even I think that way sometime, but I've also had thoughts where I get it when I see, like, I don't know. That's a hard one to go down, a hard road. Outer darkness. Okay. I mean, that's not good. Like outer darkness, that outer darkness is a metaphor for something. And even if it is just literal darkness, like, you're not just going to be chilling. From what I understand, temporary abode in the spirit for those who are disobedient. Well, it's not good. It's still judgment. So either way, we're talking about judgment, a not good place within Mormonism and within Christianity. God still has a wrath, it looks like, in Mormonism. Mormons believe. Okay. All right, I'll pull it up. And then we'll end on that. We'll have to go down this road again because it's a long conversation. Even if it's just me and you, Brianna, if anybody else wants to join, that's fine. But I like talking to Brianna about this. Okay. Plan of salvation, Mormonism. I'm actually going to Mexico on Wednesday, and I have to pack. I'm going to be working out there. Hey, speaking, this is a little bit off topic, but I got to do workouts there with limited equipment. I don't think I'm going to be able to do Olympic. I was trying to see if they had like rubber, if it'd be like really loud. They got a lot of good stuff. I was thinking 7 minutes of burpees, maybe 22.2. You guys got any other ones? I got to do some Metcons in addition to strength while I'm there.
20.1 is a good one.
I should know that. I don't know that.
Snatches and bar facing burpees.
I just have to not do singles, which I probably would have to. What is it? 115, right?
What's
or
the
95?
one? I think it's 19.3, maybe tied. Do you remember with the bar, the snatches, burpees, and then bar muscle ups, burpees?
If it was before 2020, I didn't do it.
Yeah. The 3-minute rest.
Oh no, that was 19.4. I love that, but I don't know what their pull-up bars like. It might be like a weird one of the ones with the handles. I couldn't tell.
Grant, if you need a pull-up bar, you're in a hotel. I get it.
It's not like a hotel one though. It's a resort. It's a good gym, but they still don't have all the stuff. Oh, thanks, Brianna. Mexico. Yeah. 24.1. That's actually a good one. Gosh, I bet it'll take me like 12 minutes. We'll see. All right, I'm pulling this up and then we're gonna end on this. Plan of salvation. She said AI. Okay, this one's really long. Brianna, which one is you said AI like sums it up? Google AI sum up Mormonism plan of salvation. I feel like this that makes things way more complicated. I'm not critiquing it. I'm saying like takes us down a path of complication. All right. Before we were born on Earth. I think we're going to have to do this next time. I can't find the short one. This one's really long. I'd love to get into it. And I will, Brianna, what we'll do is we'll either plan to do something together. I appreciate the $9.99, by the way. Thank you. I'm supposed to pull it up also. And so I said I can't type it. Yeah, I get it, Brianna. You might have to either remind me or we'll get you on, or we'll do our own thing. Or we will actually pull this up during a show and go through it. But I might need a little help because I'm ADD. I would love to talk about this though. But we got to stop at some point. So, guys, what do we close on? You guys got anything? Oh, I know what to close on. John, other than, what is it? The one you keep saying, 20.4, 21.4. What do you keep saying the repeat's going to be?
20.2.
Okay. Other than that, you have to pick something else. What do you think it could be?
Well, I mean, that's what it is.
Please say anything else.
No, I know that's what it is.
Do you really have actual information you think that leads you to believe it's going to be that?
I can't say that.
You just said I know that it is.
Yeah, but like I can without like getting in trouble.
All right.
But that's what it is. It's 20.2.
You're saying that's what it is. All right. Yep. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right. Well, then I'm gonna go practice just in case.
That's what it is.
Quit messing with me. Wink. All right.
Why do you think I'm messing with you?
Because you winked. That threw me off. You just saying that's what it is made me think, all right, that's what it is. I'm going to do it twice.
I can't tell you where I got that from or where.
Okay, I get it.
But like, it's that's what it is.
All right. Well,
Ty, do you know your score on that?
I didn't do the 2020.
Have you never done the workout though, ever? Like, it's a really good one.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Should Ty do that once, do you think?
20.2.
It'll be good enough. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a 20-minute AMRAP, 4 dumbbell thrusters, 6 toes to bar, 24 double unders.
Freaking doubles. At least the doubles are. I mean, they're going to get to be a lot by the end.
I think Jacob Hepner did like 30 rounds.
Oh my gosh.
I want to say Frederick Agidius won that workout. Random name.
That's crazy.
I like that better than like 50 double unders per round, even though it ends up being a lot in the end. I can handle the smaller number per round. They're coming and going.
That's why it's great because everybody can participate.
Gosh darn it. I'm telling you guys right now, other than double unders, I'm going to absolutely crush spin. I'm so much fitter than I was at the proven thing. I've been doing 90.
There's only 3 workouts.
I know.
So if one of them has double unders and you guys are close on the other 2,
I could take 30. I could take 30th percentile, no joke. Last year when I was just starting to get jumping, I got like 46th percentile on I was like 80th on the other 2 workouts and 40th on the 24.2. And I wasn't even that bad. I better get.
Would you rather 17.3 or 20.2? If you ask me what it is, I'll say 20.2. If you ask me what I want it to be, I would say 17.3.
Okay. This I would say.
I forgot Ty's not a historian. It's the chest to bar.
Definitely got to be. I'd say easily 20.2 or whatever it is.
Dude,
you guys would have fun.
You see, the only reason why I love this one is because it's not a max out. It's an actual workout. But that snatch is heavy enough that I can actually beat good people.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
135?
No, the 265.
He is sneaky fit, especially on certain things. Like you run, bike. Like
it's a lot longer than I thought.
You didn't even look it up.
Dude, it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that snatch is heavy enough.
Are you guys hitting that? Are you guys can hit that 265?
Would you get there? Did you get there?
Yeah, I can. I couldn't then, but I can now. This was like my first year ever doing CrossFit.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, these dates aren't crazy.
No, and like the chest to bar is not like a huge number. I do 3s on this because if you don't miss a snatch, you could just do 3s and you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And then I literally will beat anybody who doesn't like make every lift, right?
I'm gonna
if you go watch the open announcement, Cole Sager got 1 snatch at 265 because he failed 5-7 times at it.
Yeah.
And that's my point. Like I can beat really good people at this because it's just heavy enough.
Yeah.
People might be fitter now and it won't matter, right?
Wait,
back then, like I could beat the good people back then.
Can you literally catch a power snatch and then
you could do a squat after that? Yeah, you could do power snatch.
I mean, it's obviously not efficient, but I didn't know if you could do that. I would have to do that. I don't even know how to.
Could you get any at the 185 bar?
No, I can't power snatch 185. The last time I power snatched, the last time I power snatched, I failed one. I did 165 and I failed 175. That was a long time ago. I know I've got 185 before, but that was in California. Dude, snatching's the weirdest thing. Like it's like for me, when I look from the outside,
I hate it.
From the outside looking in, when we talk about elite people versus like really good people at the gym, people who are like 89th percentile, 90th percentile. These are people who, to the non-elite, these are very fit people. To the non-elite, I'm saying, like they're the best people at their gym.
I got it. Yep.
These people, the best people at their gym. I was at a big gym and not a lot of people hit 200 on their snatch. They were hitting clean and jerks, 315, nothing crazy, but like they were fast. They get good scores but they just can't snatch. It's like a big separator.
I know.
It's like,
it's funny.
The separator.
When I go to like the competitions like TFX, like my level competitions, even those guys, like I get beat by a fair amount in most of the workouts, and like they all look big. Like I feel small. And I mean, I'm not enormous, but a lot of people think I'm big, and I feel small there.
Yeah.
And then like the weightlifting event comes, and it's just like, well, I think y'all lift more. I just don't get it. Like I was, like people made a big deal about me going 185 to 225. Like you could hear people talking.
Oh, big jump, yeah.
And it's
you
like
295, right? Failed 310.
Yeah, unfortunate. The cleanest 295 I've ever hit. I needed 20 seconds of rest, and I would have hit 310, and that would have been a big number. That would have been enough where I'd start like chirping Guy, and obviously like he's better. I'm not ever going to claim that I'm stronger than Guy right now, but I would have chirped him. But no, it's shocking. It's shocking the difference in like a snatch. With very fit people.
There are people,
and
John,
they're just not strong.
It's not even but it's a mix of strength, mobility, and technique. But at a certain point, like
I think it's all technique.
Yeah.
You look at Taylor is not strong.
No.
For elite. I'm talking amongst elite people. He's not strong.
That 305 or whatever at NorCal was
305. And dude,
it was
that's top tier.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's
that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. That was crazy. Guard. Did you see that, Ty? Did you see his snatch from NorCal? Yeah, I know he didn't know what weight it was till afterwards.
He thought it was 285, and then he hit it. And it was 305.
That's crazy. That probably helped him. If he had known it was 305, he might not have hit it.
That's like
he's not over it. He's tired.
Off the ground, though, you got to know that that's not 285.
Well, he said it felt heavy in his hands.
Hey, Ty, what are you're not at 300 yet, right? You say like 285 or something?
300 now.
Yeah. Is that a goal of yours?
Yeah, but I never max my snatch unless it's competition.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say, and then we're going, and then we're leaving. John talked about looking small. You know what's funny, and this is going to end up being a compliment. Ty looks small. I think I texted you about that. I know.
He's 190.
Look, yeah, in 5'8" or something like that. And look, I told Ty this. I texted him this. It was kind of crazy to watch him on the clean. I see the guys next to him. I said one guy looked like he was on roids. These guys were big. Like the one guy's like 6 foot, 230 or some crap. Like I don't even know how he did the like more cardio stuff. They're like grunting, and he hits like 295 or 305 or something. These guys are big. They've got like beards, and Ty looks younger, like really young.
Beards.
I'm just saying they got like big. They look like Vikings. And then there's Ty. Like he's in great shape. He looks jacked, but compared to these guys, Ty just looks young and small. And then
to be fair, he is
destroyed.
Young and small.
I know, but he just destroyed them all on the lift. It was kind of
listen, like Dallin looked like this too, and there was a year like Dallin looked like a boy. and this is no offense, Ty, but and then there was 1 year where he went from like a boy to he was just bigger than everybody. Like he was one of the biggest ones there.
He's big.
I have to keep reminding myself he's only 23.
Yeah, dude.
He does look. Yeah,
he carries himself like maturity wise.
Yes, very mellow, nonchalant. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Brandon, Ty's not small. Like if he
thought you were leaving, Brianna. What happened?
If he stayed here with the shirt off, he still looks jacked. But I'm saying we're talking about this level, like with some of these huge people. And it actually in my mind did like a weird thing. I was like, man, there really just is something different about each level, the next level, then the next level. I was sitting there like watching him, and I'm like you got these guys, they're huge, they're jacked, they're ripped, and they're obviously good at CrossFit too. And the guy who just turned 19, smaller than all of them, just beat them all. I'm like, there really is something like special, hard work plus genetics. Like there's just, I don't know, dude. It was just a weird moment for me. I'm like, man, he's just jacked.
What place did your clean take with the RX?
Like 5th.
That's probably the biggest moment of Wodapalooza, huh?
What
for you?
That.
No, winning the one with the 100-pound dumbbell, because that one scared me to death.
Okay, you were just scared of it.
Yeah, I mean, just
snatches?
Shoulder capacity, heavy dumbbell.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff could have gone wrong. So
to come out of that, and that was a PR.
That did feel nice.
Well, but you were buried.
He was buried on the first one.
I can't pick my phone up. Or like I'd posted it, and then like 10 minutes later, I picked my phone up. John's like, "That one buried you. I didn't think you'd get the second one."
I texted John, Jack. Yeah,
dude. Well, just because like if you get buried by a clean, that just means you have like 20 pounds more. Like the way I'm telling you, because you got hit and caved and knees in and everything came out of it, and then the hang clean looked better than the clean. I'm just saying, I think you have 20 pounds more. It had to be clean. It had to be clean.
Yeah.
But like that was like not a good clean, and you still came out of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you know how strong you are. That's what I'm trying to say.
I heard your dad said your dad said sometime you don't always do your best in online competitions, and that not always at least, and that sometimes like in warm-ups you'll fail weird weights. Is that true?
Oh yeah. I get
that's interesting. Okay. So Ty's just he's 19, man. Like you got a lot of potential. And I'll tell you one thing, I like the fact that people are sleeping on you. I'm obviously biased because I know you, but at the same time, I think that yeah, I mean there's all the potential in the world. You're 19.
Dude, hey, I'm 30, right? Right? You know how much I was cleaning when I was 19?
Like a house?
245.
Oh,
that was my max clean.
I'd take 245 right now.
It was a no contact muscle clean like you've ever seen.
Pure.
Oh, nice.
It probably just stayed at 240. I don't know. I didn't clean. I didn't lift weights. Until 23. All I did was bench press.
John, I can't catch it. So like the power.
Grant, I've already told you, pay for JY barbell and I'll get you straight. Okay.
My mobility too.
Like, yes, yeah, I will make you.
I'll be able to front rack.
Listen. Spin won't know what hit him, Grant. All right, JY barbell. I'm telling you, and listen, any of the 8 people watching, if you're tired of being weak, let me get you straight. Okay, I promise you. I promise you. I will guarantee 20-pound PRs on everything.
That's awesome.
Everything.
All right. Anyway, we're going to end it, but I do like what Kenneth said. We're going to end it on, what'd you say, Kenneth? It was something about the open. Everybody sign up for the open. Do the open. It's going to be fun. We're going to, hey, gosh, I keep it going. This is the last thing. What are this thing with you and Tyler? Are you really going to stream it?
I think we're going to try to. Yeah. As far as I know, I mean, unless we just like, one of us just punks out last minute, but
it's hard to do. Here's the funny thing. Would it be far reaching? No, but people would get a kick out of me and Spin going against each other. I want to go against him on one workout. I don't care if it's whose channel it's on, but if it's like a good workout for Spin and it's not double unders for me, That would just be fun. And you don't know what the other person is doing, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
That's the craziest part. Like, I'm just thinking, you're just thinking in your head, I wonder where they're at.
And me and Tyler usually like, and if it's fitness, we usually end up about the same spot. If it's something hard, like I'm going to win. If it's something heavy, I'm going to win. But if it's like simple burpees and dumbbell snatching, Tyler's going to be, he's got a better engine than I do.
Who's am I Tyler, or are we talking about?
No, Ty. Okay. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Tyler Watkins from the Barbell Spin. Hey, Tyler, and you guys are all probably going to do it at Brute. You think James will do it with you guys or no? He'll probably do it in.
Okay. Did you really just say that, Ty? Ty, you would beat me in everything that's not a max.
Well, I just didn't know if we were calling me Tyler now.
No.
It wasn't ever Tyler, was it? That wasn't your original name.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't.
All right.
Ty
Cobb, that makes sense.
So often I just respond to it.
Is what's on your birth certificate?
Ty.
Then why would we call you Tyler?
Because a lot of people do.
So Ty, you're gonna have to obviously you're gonna do the open with your people, and then the standard is to not really publish that until the last minute, basically, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do the open in Germany, for Adidas just having us over. So,
so who will you be doing with George and
Jorge,
Bill?
Jorge.
Oh, gosh darn it! I had it down.
No, we got to call him George from now on, dude. I'm on board with the George train.
Down. Darn it!
Who else? Bill? All the Adidas athletes except for Haley and Laura.
Okay, so
I wonder why.
Yeah,
Haley's doing the announcement. I'm sure you knew that.
Yeah.
No.
I wonder why with Laura.
I don't know either.
You do too. Ty, stop it, Ty.
Yeah, my understanding,
you know why. You know why, Ty.
Coming on the trip.
She voted for Kamala. You know why.
I don't think she's going to drop out, John.
I expected her to do the season, but my understanding is she will be in Germany with us and will not be doing the open, but I could be wrong.
Oh, well,
she could just be doing it behind all of our backs, but she's not on the list of the people throwing down. So,
okay. Well, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I think the Jeff Adler play is the best way to go. Like he just said, I'll do the open and then we'll see where it goes. That's honestly the smartest move if you're one of the people who's like,
listen, Jeff Adler already said that he was going to be the biggest dick ever.
When? Or
because he's going to do the World Fitness Project and he's going to do the CrossFit.
Oh, that's right.
And then he's going to bail on one whenever one is more profitable than the other, and that is a dick move. I think that's a dick thing.
Yeah, I can
say
see
it,
that.
Ty. No, it's a dick thing.
No, don't say a dick thing.
Here's my frustration.
Ty has very good language.
Are coming out and discouraging people from signing up to the open, knowing that the prize purse this year is based off open registration. It's a mean thing of CrossFit to do, but it's very rude of the athletes to hurt their fellow competitors by reducing their prize money by telling people not to sign up.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't. We get it. You're not about it no more. But like, you shouldn't be betraying literally your colleagues, but like the thing that made you. You would have nothing without CrossFit.
On your way out, like you guys.
I don't care if you hate Dave. You would have nothing without CrossFit. You would.
Nobody works for a corporation.
You'd be a chiropractor all day, every day, cracking people's backs. That's what you would be. There ain't nothing wrong with that, but
I think the best thing they could have done is waited until scores were due for week 1 and then told everyone why they weren't on the leaderboard.
Because there's some honor in it.
Instead of doing it now and discouraging people
from on purpose.
Because the open is so much more than just the CrossFit Games athletes. And so I hate to see them try to take that away from the affiliates and everyone else as well.
You know what I'm hoping? Because and like I hate and this will be the last thing.
Yeah.
I hate that they're saying I morally can't do it or CrossFit hasn't done enough change. I wish they would just say they didn't fire Dave. I wanted Dave fired.
Yeah.
That's why I'm out. Like just say it up front. But you know what I really hope happens, and I don't know. Like trust me when I say I don't know.
Okay.
I really hope that because CrossFit is eventually going to be sold. Like the rumors are in the air that they're selling, and that they sell, but they announce it like the 1 minute after the announcement when you can't sign up anymore. And so like there's going to be everything's going to be new in HQ. Like Dave's probably not going to be there anymore, or like they're going to say this is going to be the last year. And then they announce, but they say they don't give you anything until the day after the open announcement. And then all these people that just said I'm out, they can't come back in.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
I hope that Dave doesn't go. Dave, for me, like Dave wasn't even there when I
don't either, Grant. I want Dave to be there, but
like the CrossFit,
whoever they sell it to, like they're going to rock with their people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think CrossFit's dying, but like I came in as a big piece of it is on the verge of dying. I'll put it that way.
You weren't even there when Dave was like super light.
No. Oh, okay. No, I wasn't. When I came, I think he had already got fired, right? So I started January 2021.
Yeah, Ty wasn't either.
But like CrossFit has some dope origins, and Dave, like the CrossFit Games. I mean, CrossFit itself does, but the CrossFit Games really do. And just Dave's methodology from the start of trying to find like people who are hard to kill, all that stuff. Like, it strayed from that, and now he's getting like people exiled by what he created.
Yeah. And literally, it was supposed to be dangerous. It was supposed to be like, we're going to run you in 100 degrees.
Every second counts. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but I've been waiting. Have you all seen Every Second Counts?
But
the 2008 documentary.
Oh, maybe.
Ty, if you haven't, it's straight comedy because
I think I've seen
what we thought was fit in 2008. These guys are so cocky, and Grant could be half of them.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny.
But Tony Budding, who was the head of I think media, I'm not sure, head of something. Like in the beginning of the movie, he goes, like CrossFit's dangerous, man. Like we are pushing bodies to the limit. It could kill you. Like I was waiting for somebody to just pan that on Instagram, and they haven't done it yet. I figured somebody would have done that, but waiting for Grant to do it.
There you go. There's your content idea. That's gonna get clicks.
All right,
you should AI Brian Friend saying that.
That's right.
That would be dirty. That probably would cross the line. That would be dirty.
Hey, at least this time, and Ty doesn't know about all this, but at least this time I was like, dude, I'm just doing this in public, like on the Savant show. So if he sees it, he sees it. Like, and I already talked to him about it. I said, Brian, I make fun of people. That's what I do. And I said, I like you, but I thought that I should make fun of that. That's what I told him. But and I do like Brian, only because, listen, I have a surface level relationship with Brian. I've sat down with Brian. He's been nice to me, all those things. Other people have a history with him that I don't know and I haven't experienced myself. So my thing going forward was to try to treat people in my mind based off like what I know about them versus the history that they have with everybody else. It doesn't mean I'm not like taking.
I think that's the right way. I think it's the right way to go about it.
Yeah. And then it was this. Oh, and by the way, it was the same thing with Halpin. And I don't hate Halpin either. It was the same thing with Halpin, but listen, with Halpin, I have experienced it myself.
Ty no anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, dude, like him, I don't even want to get into it. Anyway, guys, we'll be back sometime. I don't know how to end this,
Ty,
so
like media drama. It's so funny. It's so funny, dude.